Oh, look at that. All right. Admit, Ken Whitehead. Admit. There's Marcy Mora, Brad, Kevin, Lisa, John. Hi, John. You got some weather up there. Oh, this is a big crowd today. Woohoo! Good grief. All my favorite people. I don't know who that is. Okay. All right. Hopefully I got everybody admitted that wanted admitting. Angela.
Tony Galasso, did he get admitted?
Who is that? Is that Pete? Peter? I heard you.
Tony Galasso?
Oh, hi, Tony. How are you?
Hi.
Louise, this is Danielle Conley. I have an invite.
Oh, and there's more admit.
Oh, there are?
Yeah, I got him, Louise.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Appreciate it, Scott. Thanks a lot.
Hi, Louise. It's Ernie.
Hey, Ernie.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Who is that?
It's Lynn Lurson in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, hi. How are you? Scott, will you please watch for anybody else?
I am. I'll let
Okay.
him in. I'll let him in. I'll let him in. Yeah. Nobody waiting now.
I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes if everybody doesn't mind, just in case. We have a few more people. Everybody's so excited to hear what we have to say. They all got on the first call.
Kathy Twilley, Carolina.
Hey, Kathy.
This is Kathy. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for getting on. I'll just say to those of you that might be on a phone because you're traveling or whatever, we are going to do a little slideshow presentation. So you may want to at a later date, once we will have it, by the end of this week, we'll have a copy of the meeting loaded to the rep resource page. So at your leisure, you may want to watch it again on video because there's a lot of slides that have some information that you might be interested in. And I'll also post just the presentation if you want to just cut through the slides, and or there may be some slides that you will want to actually print and use in presentations. You can decide as we go through. So, okay, well, I am going to go ahead and get started. Then, if that's okay, I'm going to bring my presentation up and share. Your screen. Okay, tell me if you can see my presentation.
Yes. Can you make it full screen so that the other pages aren't showing?
Yeah.
That'll make it bigger.
See if I can do that. That didn't do it.
I think you have to go to full screen if you find that.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay.
Full screen. There we go. Thank you. Okay, is that better? No. No.
It's
Okay.
still the same.
I don't know.
Well, one slideshow though, because to
Okay,
show, so showing all the stuff over
clicking,
here.
okay, Peter, help me. I'm clicking on slideshow, but
Might be view.
From beginning. Slideshow front, go there, which is from beginning.
beginning. Okay. Well, that didn't get rid of my side.
I think it might be under the view, try the view tab or the
Okay.
view on the right. My memory's not the greatest, since I've
No,
been doing this.
It should be on slideshow.
Oh, it is on slideshow? Okay.
It should be slideshow.
From
Mhm.
beginning, I'm clicking from beginning.
Sorry.
Oh, there we go. Somehow it worked. I did the exact same thing and it
There
worked.
you
Ah,
go.
there you go. Yep,
There you go.
that did it.
Alrighty. So we're going to talk about 2026, everybody. And I would just say that as we go along, if you have a question, just holler out and we'll try to address it as we're on a topic that you have a question about. Okay. So first, we're going to talk about greeting cards. And to just recap 2025, we added about 165 cards to the line in everyday cards. You can see the recap here of the releases. We did 51 designs in winter last year of 2025, or this year, 68 designs in the spring, and 46 designs we just introduced this past fall. And some details about what captions you can expect and what artists you can expect to see. So shout out to our greeting card production team who continues to give us great content. And some of the new cards are just so funny that I'm sure you got your samples recently and saw those. Oops, I just skipped something. Okay, so for 2020, this is what we're planning. Our first release is 54 designs. These are, I believe, in the everyday catalog already. However, they are not going to be available to ship until the end of the month or February 1, let's say. So I am going to send out a constant contact email message to you all with the list of those cards because they are in the catalog. I just want you to know for the month of January, don't order them until February because we don't have them in yet and we can't ship them. And we don't want to short ship you. So.
And they're in the 2026 catalog, correct?
Yes, which we haven't sent out yet, but we will be sending out in the next
Right.
week or so. So any questions about any of that? And of course, then we have some spring planned and fall planned and 8 new designs of high note. And oops, I ran bad there. Here are some of here's a little teaser of some of the new cards to expect. And for high note, here's where we stand. So right now we have 52 active and 6 that are planned to not be reprinted. So we have 58 everyday cards right now. Our model line is 63. So we're still a little short of our model line, but there will be 8 new in 2026 and hopefully more beyond that. And we have had some discussion about pricing. So we've encouraged the product development team to make cards elaborate, even if they have to go up, because as you know, I mean, Papyrus and Nikki D and lines that have a lot of accoutrements on them are getting more expensive, and the retailers and the consumers seem to still love them. So
I think they're more popular than the cards with less accoutrements.
right, yeah, definitely. The more it seems like, regardless of the retail, the fancier the card is on the front, the better it sells. So. Okay, so here's a few updates from our headquarters that I wanted to share with you. So we're now 2 years into our new ERP system, and we're only just scratching the surface of what we expect this new system will allow us to do in terms of reporting and that kind of thing. And so far, what we've been able to produce for our field sales organization is the service frequency reporting, our monthly sales reporting, although we've gotten a little hiccup on that because we had issues, of course, with the computer systems as you all know, in November. So we didn't get October out, and I just asked Lisa about this month's, and we're having some system issues again, getting the report done. So keep you posted. But in general, we're on track to be able to provide you that monthly sales reporting. And we have a new wire spinners for seasonal for 24 and 36 pocket spinners. The pictures of those are on the rep resource page. So be sure to keep those in mind as you're thinking about spinners for seasonal for new accounts. Okay. In 2026, we are continuing to work on our portal via Card Manager, which is our planogram system, so that you all will be able to pull up a color POG on your phone or your tablet and order by pocket. We're testing it now with Mona Coffin, our main salesperson. And we'll also be able to submit credits via that portal. We have created a new credit hold report, and that is going to go out for the first time this coming up Friday. I'm going to show you an example of that in a minute. And beginning with 2026 Christmas assortments, we are going to offer some assortments without money holders. So I know there's a couple of you on the line that are going to be happy about that. Yeah, I know. A couple other things I want to add about 2026. Many of you know Debbie Marquis, who has been with Sellers for a long time, longer than me. 20 years, Scott, maybe? I don't know.
Well, I'm almost to 20 and Deb might be 17.
Okay. So Debbie is retiring at the end of this year. So wish her well. And Amanda Hyde is going to take over as customer service manager. Amanda has been with us for a few years, and she was very integral in our bringing up of the new ERP system and trained all of us on how to use it and that kind of thing. So she's going to be a wonderful customer service manager. And Angela Campbell, who has been with us just over a year, is our operations director. So customer service will report up to her. So is Amanda on?
I am.
Hey, so there she is, if you can see her picture.
Hi.
Yeah, hello.
She's really excited to be your support for customer service going forward into 2026. And please send Debbie Marquis a note and wish her well. We're going to miss her. So year-end office holiday schedule. I just got a note. Thank you very much, Debbie Pierce, if you're on, for letting me know that UPS and FedEx will not be shipping on 12/24, although we will be open that day because we're going to take the 25th and the 26th off, but there's nothing we can ship. So after 12/23, there's no shipping going to go on till after Christmas, okay? So we're going to be closed the 25th and 26th and January 1st and 2nd, and we'll probably close the afternoon before those dates. So on the 24th, I'm sure we'll close it, 1 or 2 or something like that. But you'll all be getting ready for Christmas or your holiday plans. So, okay. So this slide is an example of what you're going to get on Friday, should you have any accounts on hold. And we're going to send this email updated to each of you individually if you have a customer on hold or more than one. It's going to tell you down in the body, like the first example where it says Jennifer Black Reinhardt. So that account has an order, SO1214584. So that order is on hold and they are overdue by $1,184. Okay. The second customer listed, Port in a Storm, does not have an order in-house on hold, but it is overdue by $289. So we're putting both of those on there so that you know that Port in the Storm, if you were planning to go visit them this week and take an order, we're not going to be able to ship that order. So we wanted to kind of give you as much information as we could so you can plan whether you should change when you're visiting or connect with our accounting department to see how to resolve the problem. But it's been a long time since we were updating you on credit. So thank you again to the internal team, headed up kind of by Amanda on this, for getting us a credit hold report. We appreciate it.
Marcy's got a question, Louise.
Okay,
How
Yeah.
often are you gonna send out this report?
once
Like
a week.
once a month? Oh, once a
Once
week?
a week on
Okay.
Fridays. It's going to go out on Friday. You won't always get one, Mercy. If you don't have
Good.
any on hold, you're not getting the report. But if
Okay,
you
great.
have content, if you have content in there, you'll get it. Right, Amanda? That's right. True.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Amanda, have you finished the testing on it? Is it ready to go? Because I know I've
Um,
been working with you on that.
Yeah,
And I-
you've been the test subject, so thank you for that. The final piece is just making sure the from email is correct, and so I think we're 1 day out from getting that done. So you might get one more email today, Scott.
Yeah, well, I'm mainly concerned about everybody else and when it starts and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But am I right, Amanda? We're planning on trying to start it on this
Yeah.
Friday? Okay.
Yep.
All righty. Anybody else have any questions on any of that? Okay. Moving on. Okay, oops. Okay, I just want to give you an update on single barcode. So we are well underway transitioning to single barcode for seasonal. Obviously, you all know that. Customers who require UPCs for receiving and scanning at the register are now receiving Excel UPC files before shipping of their seasonal order. So if you have told us this customer needs UPCs, we have recorded that and they should be getting that. Also, Excel sheets with the UPCs can be included in with the packing slip if requested. So make sure, if you've had any problems with Christmas, make sure we've addressed them for going forward with Valentine's. Okay, the barcode scan sheet for specific UPCs is also available. So if they want to enter their UPCs with a scan gun and they want the actual barcode, we can create a list of that. It takes, there's only going to be 10 or 12 barcodes on a piece of paper. So it's a lot of paper, but if that's what they need to check in an order, as opposed to taking apart your whole order and having the cards everywhere, let us know. We can email that. We can include it in the shipment if that's what the customer wants. So we just need to talk. And if you're not sure what the customer wants, you can even call the hotline number and ask Marissa or somebody else from the office to call the customer and have a conversation with them, or I can. And we'll make sure that we're giving them what they need to make the transition as easy as possible. Anyway, hopefully you all know now where to go and what to do in order to provide your customer with the UPCs they need. Our plan is, of course, to transition the entire line, including everyday cards, to single barcode. We don't have a timetable, date TBD. But we will have much more information to share with you when we know we're ready and we're starting the plan. We'll probably have calls just like we did when we did seasonal earlier this fall. So any questions on any of that? Okay. You guys are easy. Okay. I want to just take a minute to talk about prospecting. And I thought there was something else I missed. No, okay. So when you prospect, I'm suggesting that you take your display options brochure and your RSVP samples and we have a new sample pack. I don't know if you can see my face right now, but we have a new sample pack that's got both RSVP and Wicked Funny in it. So you'll all be getting some of this new folder that's a giveaway container in your mailing that we send out in December, and you'll see these for prospecting. And the display options brochure, that's all I take in. I don't take in a whole bag of cards. I don't take in an everyday card brochure because we don't really want anybody picking cards. And of course, we're going to do our new account incentive. So it's a wonderful time to be prospecting. And I just listed for you several of the thought starters for prospecting. So we're a member of Purchasing Power Plus, and we're a recommended vendor. And but any hospital obviously is a wonderful prospect. They're not all part of the buying group Purchasing Power Plus. There's also a list of Purchasing Power Plus hospitals on the rep resource page. With Ace Hardware, Do It Best, which is also now True Value, we do a bill through program. Oh, also Oracle. I didn't list Oracle here, but that's another hardware buying group that we work with. So the nice thing about anybody that's got a bill through program like that is you don't need a credit app because we're going to bill Ace or we're going to bill Do It Best. So we don't need a credit application from an individual store. Here, these are grocery wholesalers that we work with: MDI, AWG, AG&E in the Northeast. Those are all grocery wholesalers, and we can bill through them. Also, Spartan Nash in the Midwest, we have a bill through program with them. Excuse me. Hallmark stores are a great prospect. We have double towers in a couple of Hallmark chains across the country, and many Hallmark stores do, if they don't do our cards, they do calendars and planners and that kind of thing. So they're definitely worth checking out. I just found out about this bookstore website this week, and it seems very good. You can go to this bookshop.org and you can put in an area or a state, and it'll show you all the independent bookstores. So we're going to talk about calendars too later, and we're going to have a calendar incentive. So bookstores are going to be, I mean, they're great for cards, but you know, even if they don't carry cards, almost every bookstore carries calendars. And then any other kind of small groceries, IGAs. Again, you can look up IGA on Google and get a list of IGA stores that are in your area. And Marcy, are you on? Marcy Mora?
I am.
Will you talk a little bit about your Rite Aid epiphany?
Well, in my area I don't know how many other people have Rite Aids, but they went out of business, and a lot of my stores like actually almost doubled the amount of space they had to pick up for the loss of Rite Aid's card sales.
Mhm.
So and I was able actually to open up some stores as well that were in shopping centers or near shopping centers where Rite Aids had closed. But I have a chain of Ace Hardwares that that almost doubled the amount of space in each location, and a grocery store in my area that has a Rite Aid that closed. They have other card lines in there as well, but sellers in particular, I think just the business has, I mean, it must have gone up at least 40%. I
Yeah.
have to be in there I have to be in there before the cards land to put another order in. The
Mhm.
cards are selling so fast.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So yeah, so looking to see where the Rite Aids were, and if they're in strip malls or something like that, then what is the prospect? Is there an independent grocery or a pharmacy or somebody that can pick up that slack, and you can help them. And also down here at the bottom on this slide, I just reinforced, here's the link for the rep resource page. The password is make fun. If you miss any of our email correspondences, they're posted there. All the catalogs are posted there. You can email a link to a customer. So if you're not regularly, you can get all your order forms there and that kind of thing. If you're not regularly looking at it, you probably should, because there might be some information that would be helpful. Okay. Any questions about any of that? Okay. And here's your, oops, sorry, skip. So when you do send in a new account, here's the paperwork you need. A credit app, unless it's one of those that's getting billed through the grocery wholesaler or ACE or whatever. In that case, you don't need a credit app, but otherwise you do. Planogram request form to get your planogram going, whatever the footage might be, and then a seasonal plan if they're going to do seasonal. Okay. And
I have a question. Is IGA, is the IGA like an actual, like an independent where you guys bill through them, or? Oh,
no, they don't have a bill through program. It's really just a membership of independent grocers.
do they get any kind of like special?
No,
No.
I
Okay.
mean, we don't have any kind of, they don't actually, it's not that, and they don't offer any kind of program like that. I mean, I think they're primarily a conglomerate to provide infrastructure for independent grocers, website stuff and.
Okay. So
know,
it's just an
probably-
idea of where we should find.
Right,
like,
I'm just saying, if
processing.
you go on Google and you look up IGAs,
Got it.
you'll get information about where they're located, and you can look for them. And it's just a way to it's not always that easy to find the independent groceries, because they're overshadowed by Kroger and Albertsons and everybody else when you pull up something for Google, just grocery stores. But IGAs is going to get you to independent people. So,
And they are better prospects, because the American Ratings and Hallmark do not focus on IGAs like they do the chains. And so they also have, on average, smaller departments than the chain grocers by at least some. So they really are more in the wheelhouse. As grocery prospects go, they tend to be pretty good traffic, depending on where. And also they tend to be really good in rural areas.
Yeah.
So that's where you find a lot of the IGAs.
right.
Hey, Louise,
Yeah.
can I put in a request to get these forms that are on the screen now to a fillable PDF format?
Yes.
I would also suggest that we take a version of our forms that we use at the hardware shows and make those everyday
A
forms.
one pager.
Right, so it'll show the two programs that we recommend, and
Yeah.
if the special's ongoing, then that's fine. If not, then we can
Right.
move that off. But it'd be nice for these ACE and True Value Do It Best stores to not have to be worried about the size of these forms and just focus on the small portions that we use.
Right. So you're basically saying we're going to have our incentive form and make that an everyday, make it one that doesn't have all the discounts and stuff, so we can use it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it should have our ACE vendor number on it and the fact that we bill to corporate and stuff like that. So,
You're talking about for the hardware shows.
yeah, well, I'm taking the forms we use for the hardware shows. I think it'd be nice to have a version of that that we can just have available for every day.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so then we are going to do, starting in January, we're going to do our incentive program for everyday cards, which is 50% off the opening, up to 50% off. I mean, you don't have to do 50% off, but 50% off the opening order if they have existing fixtures. So we're not making a fixture investment. And it needs to be on a planogram. Or the other option is 25% off the opening order with a fixture. And the one-page incentive forms that that you'll have are going to indicate that. And you can order a 80 pocket spinner or the 192 or inline, whatever you need. And we can, of course, do larger footages, which, you know, Scott and I are happy to help you with. Any questions about any of that? Okay. Okay, so in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be sending out our typical year-end mailing. I just wanted to let you know what's you can expect in it. All salespeople will get a sample of one of each format of the calendars and planners, so you have an example. It's a 2026 calendar, because obviously the 2027s don't get printed until the spring, but we're selling them now. Then salespeople that have 10 or more accounts are going to get some other materials, or they're going to get not other materials, but they're going to get larger assortments of leave behind packs and brochures and things like that. And then reps with fewer than 10 accounts will get some leave behind, 4 leave behind packs, and a couple of each of the catalogs. You are welcome to ask for more if you need more, but we just remember that the prospecting should be done with the display brochure, not an everyday catalog. Our everyday catalog is like $10 a piece. So, and we really don't want people picking everyday cards. That said, I know we have pickers and I know we have people that need catalogs, and that's why we continue to make them available. But don't just use it as a prospecting tool is what I'm saying. You know, if somebody really needs it and is interested in it, great. But that's going to be, as you continue your conversation, you'll find that out. Okay. Any questions about any of that? Okay. So now we're going to talk about calendars. So this is the 2027 core line calendars. Here you see the new images for our 12 by 12 wall calendars, which is the best-selling format of calendars that we have. And I just love Cat GPT. Is that funny or what? I understand that was Ronnie Seller's idea. So, but I think there's some cute, besides that one, Yeti Yoga, Mountain Life. That looks good for some people in out west. So that's new. And of course, all the content in our current line is new, but you know, Catnaps will have all new photography. Simplicity will have all new photography. So, you know, they're really all new, but these are new titles, we'll say. And then here are other new designs. You can see box daily calendars, the wall calendar planner, Wild for Planning. It's a new cover, but this is the big grid planner, really, which is a bestseller. Pocket planners, and we'll talk about how great those do in hospitals, just in our little counter display that we offer. One new title in the mini calendars, and then we have several new weekly planners. And you've got your pricing there. So here are calendar prices for 2027. Everything is pretty much the same as last year, with the exception of the High Note Deluxe planners. They are going to go to $34.99 retail. We haven't raised the price on deluxe planners at all since we introduced them. So it's time to do that. And it's still a really great retail. If you go to Barnes and Noble, you know, if you're doing your holiday shopping, just go into Barnes and Noble and look at Kate Spade planners and rifle planners that are our size, or sometimes even a little bit smaller. And they are going to be $40 and up. So we're still in a really great price range for this type of product.
You know, Louise, since these are guaranteed items typically,
Yeah.
most of the time, I think we are really kind of cheating ourselves and our customers by undercharging for a high quality planner like that. They're based on the competition, they're likely going to sell very similarly to the $29.95 price. And
Right.
all it will mean is everyone will make the category more profitable for them.
So any questions about any new product or pricing, etc.?
Yeah. Are you coming back with any kind of wire displays for the calendars, or are we just going with
The same ones that we have. So we have the one that holds 20 wall calendars and 6 minis and 6 pocket planners, or a corrugate.
Okay, so you
Nothing-
don't have that
nothing is-
nice the one that you had before that was only like, I don't know, what was it, 16 total?
Yeah, 16 facings. Now, if it's inventory, I mean, I don't mind if you order, you know, if you don't want 6 calendars per pocket in the wire spinner, okay, you could do less. I mean, honestly, in terms of the footprint, Marcy, it's like 2 inches bigger. Floor footprint, it's like 2 inches. It's nothing. So wouldn't it be better to have more designs?
Hey, Louise, can I chime in for just a second, if I
Sure.
may?
Yeah, Mark.
Hi, everybody. Just sitting here listening, and nice to see y'all. And before I even say anything, I just want to thank everybody for all you've done to help our company and yourselves, and our customers. So thank you. Hey, on the calendar side, I got 2 thoughts. One is the MSRP is the price that's printed on the back of the item, and all of the products have a price printed on the back of the item. The cost is the cost, of course. The MSRP doesn't necessarily mean that's the retail that the retailer has to charge for the item. For instance, if the wall counter is $17.99 and they go across the street into a Safeway, Albertsons or whatever, and they see the counter in there is $12.99, and they want to sell the calendar for $12.99, there's nothing that prevents them from doing that. They're just going to make less money. Okay, so just remember that they don't have to sell the item at the MSRP. They could sell it for less if they thought it would sell many more units. Right, so there's that thought. And also, Marcy, you asked a question, I think, and Louise beat me to the punch. I wanted to talk about that, the display system. So for those of you who've been around a few years, 3 years ago, we had a 16 pocket wire spinner calendar display. It had wings, if you remember. It held 6 mini calendars on one wing, and on the diagonal wing, it held 6 pocket planners. The spinning diameter of that display is 29 inches. The new display that we brought out a few years back increased the wall calendars from 16 to 20, so we gave our customers and consumers a lot more choice. It's only a 31-inch spinning diameter. So to Louise's point, it is exactly 2 inches wider. And so if I were the retailer, I would, for another 2 inches, which is not really even going to be noticeable. I mean, why wouldn't we use the larger spinner? If you were concerned about sell-through, to Louise's point, you could minimize the number of units. You don't have to send in 7 wall calendars per pocket, you could send in less. It's just keep that in mind. And in the calendar catalog, you'll see the displays and all of the dimensions spelled out. The difference between the corrugate and the spinner, quite dramatic. The corrugate holds 12 wall calendars, 5 units of each, and except for the bottom title, all of the others are overlapped. Now think about calendars for a moment,
I'm
and
gonna find- There you
the
go.
photography and the art. There you go. Yeah,
I'm
you just had
getting
it.
there. I'm getting there. I'm getting
Yeah,
there,
trigger
Mark.
finger there, Louise.
No,
You're almost
Sorry.
there.
there you go.
I saw it. Okay, see how I'm using my cursor. You can see my cursor, but you look on the corrugate and you see how every title but the bottom title's got a calendar in front of it, and you're only seeing 3 or 4 inches of the title. I think that suppresses sales because calendars are all about the art, and if
Mhm.
the shopper can see all of the art, I think they're more likely to buy the calendar, which happens to be a very impulse buy, by the way.
Right.
Whereas you move over to the spinner, every single pocket is full face. So you're going to get a lot more revenue. And last comment I've got on the calendar topic anyway, unless you all have questions. We have over the last 5 years really grown dramatically. I mean, really significantly, our penetration in the grocery channel. And every year, and this year, same thing's holding true, we're seeing growth again just about everywhere. And that's comp growth. Year over year comp growth. We see it every year. So the calendar category, it's a growing category. You've got customers, if they don't carry calendars and they've got traffic, they probably should. And there's a big difference between our art and those discount calendars that I have occasionally see. I was in a Hallmark chain yesterday, and I saw that they had calendars on sale for $7.99, and it was really, really poor photography and titles like hummingbirds, and a washed out photograph of a hummingbird on the front cover. We're not selling that content. We're selling content that we license photography from freelance artists, not stock imagery. So it's a big difference in our content. So, and bottom line, this is a huge opportunity for those of you who have not yet taken advantage of it. And I really recommend that you give it a shot this year and try to get some of the 2027, so hard to say that, calendars placed in your customer base. That's it, Louise, back to you.
Okay. And you're all going to want to, because we're going to talk about an incentive in a minute. But I just I wanted to add that if you have a independent grocery or a small grocery chain that you want to approach about calendars, give me a call, because we can do a little sweetening to the terms for some grocery stores, and I can help you with that. But most of the business is going to be done in our independent arena, and so you've got the plan. Now let me go back to where I left off here. Okay, so we got the prices. Here are the terms. So in grocery, beyond what we might talk about, depending on what the chain is, if you call me, we also can do a protected markdown for grocery stores if we can get POS reporting, because we have to know what the inventory, or what have they sold between now or the beginning of the selling season and January 16th, when we would change from full price to half price. But that will be just an added benefit for grocery. And as Mark said, usually in grocery, we are going to probably discount that MSRP a little bit. And so if you have a prospect, call me and we can work through what we need to do for them. Okay. Oops. So these are just some of the counter displays that are available, all the ways that you can use this shelf corrugate that says planners and calendars, with engagement weekly planners, with box dailies, etc. And below it, another option for mini calendars, and a couple of mini calendars, a couple of pocket planners. That might be something for a hospital too. Again, here are our displays and some details about how many calendars fit in each rack. So those of you that are on the phone and can't see my slides, you'll have these available by the end of the week on the rep resource page, and you can flip through some of these. I know it was helpful. I came back to these slides a few times as I was doing orders for calendars. And the box daily, then in the middle here is our high note spinner. And we're going to talk about high note too in a minute. And then the 6-pocket planner counter corrugate. And then all your, this picture shows all how pop culture, nature, fantasy, pets, covering all the categories in our novel and interesting way. I was going to say one other thing on top of Mark's comment with the inexpensive calendars. When I've had the experience of selling calendars to a grocery store who in the past has not carried a quality calendar, has only carried a $1.99 or a $4.99, and they will inevitably say, my customer expects a $1.99 calendar here. That's what we've carried. And I just basically talk about how it's not even the same product, any more than dollar store readers and peepers are the same product. It's fashion. It's got style. It's a gift. So I don't even discourage them from carrying the $1.99s. Go ahead and do that if you're, people are going to buy it for themselves to put on the, refrigerator or whatever. But that doesn't discount that people want a nice calendar too for a gift or something they're going to look at every day with nice art. Oops. Okay, so we're going to talk about an incentive. And this incentive for calendars and planners is going to be for new customers. So somebody that has not ever bought calendars or planners from Sellers Publishing. They can be a greeting card customer. So you all have a good prospect list for this incentive. If they have our greeting cards, but they've never carried our calendars or planners, they are eligible for this incentive, as of course is a brand new account that you might open with calendars. So the incentive runs January through April. So we're trying to encourage everybody to get your orders in earlier than we have. I mean, I've still gotten, this week I had people sending in calendar orders. It's getting a little late. So hopefully we can move up the time frame, which is the typical selling time for calendars is January to April. We're going to pay that bonus at the end of the incentive. So you don't have to wait all the way till the orders ship. And this is how it's going to work. So if you could do one order and get an extra 8%. Or you could do one order, and if it was $3,000, you get 15%. So it's either or. You can either get your incentive added up by the number of orders that you send in, or the dollar amount you send in. So I know that's confusing. Let me show you an example. Mona, I used your name. I hope you don't mind. And I know you'll get to this, Mona, no doubt. So here's an example, Mona adding 7 new calendar accounts. Okay, and they were not really big orders. The biggest order is a $500 order, totals up to $1,444. But because it's 7, she's getting an extra 15% commission, besides the regular 15%, an extra 15% commission. So going back to the chart here, oops, sorry, 7 and up is going to get you 15%, even though it's not $3,000, but because she has 7 accounts, she's getting 15%. Or the other way that could work is one order that's $3,000. So ask me your questions about that. Does it make sense? Everybody following it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And no questions? Okay. So there you go, Mona. We'll send you the account list later. Okay. So I think that's a really exciting incentive. I hope you guys do too. Okay, so now we're going to just run through the product for 2027 in High Note, which is spectacular. These are the covers for the deluxe hardcover planners. And, you know, they're all new, but of course, Greenery is one of our best sellers, as is Garden Bee. Orders of Animals has done really well too. Our new title is this one, Organized AF. So, well, let me just go. I'm going to show you some insides of that one and we'll talk about it. But here's the Greenery by La Scarlata. I love the little butterfly on it this year. It's so pretty. And the insides. So be sure and take your samples as you're talking to people about calendars, because the differentiation that we offer in and the insides with the stickers and the full color and all of that, you'll see if you go to Barnes and Noble or somewhere else that carries a lot of high-end planners, that lots and lots of deluxe planners that are in this price range or more don't have all those accoutrements. So it's good to know about that. So anyway, okay, so Organized AF might be a little edgy for some people, but I think it's really cute. And even I have grocery stores that even looked at it and said, yeah, that's cutting edge. Let's get it in there. So and I just want to show you, I mean, it's a funny title and it has funny comments inside it. It takes real planning to organize this kind of chaos. But it's a little bit more detailed in terms of the planning elements than the insides of the other one. So it's worth maybe showing them these. And in the catalog, you'll see that we are showing a little bit more of the inside detail of this particular planner because it's a little bit different. Okay. Okay, and then to move on to the weekly soft cover planners, which are $17.99, right? Yes. Again, our themes of Greenery, Garden Bee, Just Phoenix again, and fruits, Orders of Animals, and then this really cute new one, Furry Friends. So Furry Friends is a theme that we're going to have in a couple of different formats. Here is the inside or the cover and more close up of the Garden Bee. It's beautiful colors. And you can see all the insides, everything is unique to the month, full color. This is why we're sending you samples, because to see the insides of these is really sets it apart. You should be showing this to every hospital gift shop, every gift shop you're in. Ace Hardwares, I think, are more core calendar, but again, it depends. If it's higher end, we've done great with High Note also. And here's this new Furry Friends one with the really cute pictures on the top. I think that'll do great. Monthly planners. Again, we've got 5 titles here. I know, Ernie, I know you're going to love Orders of the Animals because I think you're on your phone, but it's seashells on the cover. So there you go. He's in Florida. So that'll be good for some coastal folk, I think. I love the little spark of color in this Greenery one. By the way, so the monthly planners were introduced as a format this year for 2026. They have had sell-throughs in the range of wall calendars and beyond. So it's a hit. This format is a hit. And I mean, you might even want to, for a hospital gift shop, if they can't do, obviously can't do a display too big, but you could do the pocket planners and maybe, 3 or 4 designs of the monthly planners. If they don't have room for, a calendars in any way. There's the inside. And here's this beautiful seashells. I just love that. And here's the new Furry Friends one. So it's so interesting to observe that all of our high note artists are women. So I think that's worthy of calling out to some of our buyers in particular. And again, this would be a great slide to use if you want to do that.
One
Okay.
thing, Louise, on those belly bands on the
Yeah.
the biography that you see there on the
Oh,
screen by
good.
each of the artists is actually on the back of that belly band. So when a shopper buys one of those planners or picks it up, they can
Uh-huh.
read what you're seeing right there on the screen about that particular artist.
Thank you. Then we have just the weekly planners with the spiral bound. We call this collection our design essentials. These are all new. And again, you can go to that picture of the spinner. It will tell you exactly how many of each thing fit all together. So you can get the right count. And again, I'm happy to help you if you want to work through that on the first few. But again, you can see it's full color on the inside, really beautiful. And these are $17.99. So my number one calendar, I'm talking about wall calendars now, in grocery stores that can take this is Kilty Pleasures. So when you get your catalog, be sure and look at that. And I mean, it's a little suggestive, so not everybody can take it, but it sells like crazy. It's just those. Yeah. And here's our classic weekly planner. A little more artsy. And then lastly, I'll just go through our undated stationery, which again, as you're selling your calendars, talk about these things. The materials are going to be in the High Note catalog at the end. There's not a separate catalog for these, but it is at the back of High Note. And I think the fresh and colorful stickers are going to go great with that organized AF. Of course, the bottom selection of stickers, Garden Bee. Now, the deluxe planners do have stickers in them, but this is obviously additional. And, some people are really into labeling all their stuff. And so these are available. And I think a good time to talk about them is with calendars. Also, the list pads, again, coordinating the greenery and the bee, coordinate with our best-selling titles in the High Note planner line. And then these are our undated stationery personal planning notebooks. They have a place where you can write in the date. It's a great, I don't know, I like using them for journals because I don't want to journal necessarily every day, but I can write the date in the day I'm doing it. And also journals, which the journals and the undated planners have sold really well where we've placed them. We just frankly haven't given them a lot of placement. So I encourage you, especially as you're seeking out bookstores to talk to about calendars, and all of our type shops, hospital gift shops, that kind of thing. And then last undated stationery product are these 3 packs of the notebooks. They come with a band on them. And the band says $14.99. I know some of you have sold these to a number of retailers and they just divide it out and retail them all for $5 in a little basket, maybe by the counter. That's a great option. So that's that. That's all I got to say. What questions might you have for me? No questions. Okay. Well, I'll expect lots of calendar orders then, so I can pay out a lot of money on that incentive, you guys. Okay?
Sounds good.
Everyone talk. It's time
Yep.
to.
Right.
Nice job, Louise.
Stop sharing.
Yeah.
See everybody's face again. Okay, I guess I'm done. I get your faces back there. Yay.
There we
Hi, Anita.
Hello.
Okay, so if you don't have any questions, that's all I got to say. And I wish you all a wonderful holiday. You should be getting your materials probably the week between Christmas and New Year's. They should arrive. So that's what we're shooting for. And
Hey, Louise,
yeah, Brad.
has the fixture brochure been updated at all, or is that just a reprint of?
We updated it last year.
Okay.
And it's got calendars. It's got a page on it for calendars now, which is great, especially since you're doing this incentive. So
So-
we didn't update it beyond that.
So the new seasonal fixtures are not in there?
No, the new seasonal
No.
fixture is not.
Yeah,
in-
and there's a reason why, Brad, and that's because we were piloting those displays to see how they would do.
Okay.
And so far, I think the data is pretty open. I haven't really seen any solid data, yay or nay, that those displays work. You and I both are familiar with that spinner from our past, and
Right.
I'd be curious to hear how it's going out there in the field with that spinner. The 24. We're talking, for those of you who don't know, we have a 24 pocket wire spinner and a 36 pocket wire spinner, primarily for a seasonal counter card permanent placement. It's not a disposable display. And I know we've had some use of it, not a lot. And I'd love to see more of it. We get more of it, we'll order more of those displays and get into the catalog.
Yeah, I think this next year though, it'll get placed a lot more.
Yeah.
We,
It's,
we
be nice-
especially needed a 36, a good 36 pocket option.
mhm.
Well, we have one. Now we just got to get
Yeah.
it placed. And I will say, we ordered a limited quantity. I can't remember. I think 25 maybe. Angela, help me. Was it 25 or 50? I can't remember. Anyway, so I think it was 25 of each. 25.
Mhm.
And I could be wrong. 36 and 25 of the 24. They're not made around the corner. So if you have a need for, say you've got a 20 store chain rollout or something, or you need a big need for that, please give us a heads up as early as you can, because
Mhm.
I've got to get that display order placed, and it's going to take a few months to get it here.
Got it. Okay. Well, with that, if nobody has anything else, we wish you a wonderful holiday and a wonderful new year. And please give us a call if there's anything we can do to help.
Yeah, I just want to add a really big thank you. We really appreciate all of your efforts on behalf of Sellers Publishing and all that you do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays, everybody.
Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry
Everybody.
Christmas, everyone.
Bye.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas. Bye.
Bye.